Hello, I am Lwantie and welcome to the Business Tidbits with Lwantie. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about startups. I'm going to take startups through different information, give them different information which they can use to implement their businesses. So number one of the most important thing, apart from money, but even if you have money, one of the most important thing are the customers. So today we are going to talk about the customers. You have to make sure that before you start your business, you are aware of who your customers are, who your clients are, and also make sure they are willing to pay for that service. You may want to do something, but when you look at your market and the market you're targeting, it may not fit within the criteria. But thanks to information technology, we can all sell our products across the world. So those are the things you look at in the process as you're looking at your customers. So you can decide who your customers are. If you're someone who wants every single household to have your product, you want every single household to use your product. If that's your vision for your business, then you have to look at a business where what you are providing is consumed by every household. One of these examples may be like subscription to a TV channel. It may be something like salt or a spice, something which almost every household will use. But if you're targeting the mass, you have to make sure it's fairly affordable. It can be spread across different classes so that someone can afford and buy it, because that way you have to make sure you're utilizing the economies of scale. The more you sell, the more you make, because your profit margins may be low, but you're depending on the volume to sell this. This may also be something like coffee. You're selling coffee, so many people take coffee at the end, but you're selling it mass scale. You're selling it so that you make off that small profit, so that the last person who has to consume it is able to afford it. So that's when you're targeting the mass market. So many people are consuming your product. Number two is the niche market. Niche market is we all know what a niche market is, but you're targeting specific people who are willing to pay for a product or service. So this niche market has to be clearly defined. And if you're targeting, usually when you decide to take a niche market, you may be targeting a community. Let me say you are a CBO and your niche market is only the community where you are. Still, that's a niche market. Or if you want to start up a salon for the high class, this is also a niche market. But if you're targeting the high class, the niche market, you have to make sure that your clients are able to pay for that ambience, because it means you're going to go to a place which is charging you high rent, and this high rent is going to go back to your clients. So you have to make sure that these clients are willing to understand that where your salon is placed, the services you provide are worth it, because you're targeting them as a niche market, and you have to make sure that they are willing to pay. So this means your salon should also be placed in places where these clients usually go. Then we have the segmented market. Segmented market is kind of complicated, because this is what I would say. Most times if it's a segmented market, is that you've carried out a needs assessment. Let me say you've gone to an industrial place and realize there are so many industries, but there is no eat out. You're targeting a segmented market. You're targeting the people who are working in those industries but are willing to pay for food, because they don't have anywhere they can get this food. So you believe that if you're to put up a restaurant and have delivery systems where you can deliver this food to them, you'll be able to make some money. And I believe this is where we should all be most times, especially if you're a startup and you're in a market which is constrained, or an upcoming economy like Uganda where I am. So you have to make sure that you really target the segmented market, because if you're to go for something which is which is not used, which is not needed by a market whose resources are limited, you're going to be in a process where you're going to reach a cash crunch, and we all don't want to reach there. Thank you, and I look forward to our next segment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel to get more information about how you can implement your business and start up. Otherwise, have a lovely day. Ciao.